Just wanted to give you a quick Happy New Year message. 2020. Made it. Now let's see what this new decade holds in store for us. You had no idea what 2020 had in store for everybody. What's up, guys? So decided to do a end of the year review. I meant to do one last year or earlier this year after I did that 2020 welcome 2020 message or whatever, but I never did. I guess there was a lot of shit going on, which I'm going to get into, obviously. But decided I'm gonna, do a year in review, both personal and other things too, because everything kind of coincided. Because as you know, this year has been something. So the year started off, I guess bittersweet is a word for that, I would suppose. It was, wow, I was beginning the year with a whole new job, no longer dealing with Lowe's, which I didn't mention in that video. I thought I did. But yeah, I had got a new job. And by the time I had made that video, I've been working there for a few weeks, maybe about 3 weeks or so, if that. So I had that going on, but I didn't talk too much about it on video, everything. I think I made an update afterwards, but because prior to that, my mother-in-law was diagnosed with cancer, and not too long after I made that video, like 7 days later, she passed away. And to be honest, the effects of that is still being felt, all this time, almost a year later. My spouse, they've been dealing with the best they can. Unfortunately, they weren't allowed a lot of time to grieve, unfortunately, because of other people, I think now, a year later, it's starting to kick in. And it really sucks, Musically, I was kind of on hiatus for a minute because I wanted to be there for my spouse, which I kind of started doing prior, Because honestly, I guess when my mom-in-law was diagnosed, I don't know, I don't think I reacted how I should have, because I don't know, I guess I was under the assumption, like, okay, well, she'll be fine, she'll get through this, have to adjust some things in life, but, she'll make it through, right? Not thinking about the whole stage 4 thing. It's kind of iffy for survival rates. And I might have, I handled things a little wrong because of it. Cause I don't think I've been in a position before, really. Last time I was in a position where somebody like that passed away, I was a young kid, So it was weird. I wasn't sure how to react. And my spouse obviously was very upset, So eventually, after some talks and everything, I was like, you know what? You're right. I need to just kind of put everything else on hold right now. You know, and I did. It was just really weird. It's surreal. It still is, honestly. A year later, it's still weird. You know, I did, and that's just for me. I hadn't known her as long as my spouse for obvious reasons, so I can imagine how it is for them. There was someone I was seeing at the time that started getting a little problematic because, you know, I started getting a little problematic, you know, when after my mother-in-law was diagnosed, you know, it's like I wasn't able to see them as much, even though they're a lot closer than my girlfriend is. I still didn't, because dealing with that, and also, you know, the new job and everything. And also, they just had a really weird attitude towards my spouse anyway. And then even, you know, after my mom-in-law passed, you know, they were still a little cold to my spouse and everything, and it just wasn't cool. And there was email exchanges and everything, and after a while I was like, you know, I can't. This is not really going to work. So, I mean, what I should have just broke it off, but I was trying to give them a chance to just kind of go, oh, okay. And my spouse, rightfully so, didn't want anything to do with them, you know. And my ex got pissed, just blocked me, and haven't talked to them since. That was in March, I think early part of March. So, you know, I wish them well, hope they're doing good and everything, and hope they're staying safe and everything. But yeah, either way, it wasn't going to work, you know, because of that. So, it was coming to a point anyway, so what are you going to do? It happens. After that, started trying to getting back into things. Got out of the musical hiatus for a minute, because we were kind of trying to keep the ball rolling on things. And at the same time, we were getting paperwork together, pretty much to sign everything over to my spouse, you know, which led to eventually us being on a lease here, and we're you know, at the moment, homeowners. I mean, it's great. It's not the ideal way to be one, honestly, but nonetheless. And also around that same time, like I said, we started practicing with the band and everything, because we got a new drummer and everything. We had to get a new drummer because my old drummer, you know, had to leave. He had to move to he had to move to Canada, and hopefully he's doing good out there. You know, I don't blame him for moving. Honestly, he had his reasons, and they were very, very, very valid reasons. So I wish him the best. And if he's watching this video, what's up, brah? Brah? I mean, brah. I think it said bah. What? Fuck. I'm gonna edit that part out. But, we got a new drummer, Nathan. Young kid. Holy shit. Really good drummer. You know, he's definitely in my top drummers list that I've worked with. Definitely. And we ended up playing a show in March, you know. And this was probably one of the best shows we played since I've been out here. It was very energetic, it was fun, it was great. And it's a good thing that night went off so well. It's a good thing. Really good thing that night went as well as it did. Even my spouse went with me that time and had a good time. It was great. And it was a good thing that all happened, because you know why? I'll tell you why. Because around the same time, that's when the corona rose. Yeah. It was nuts. Things started to shut down. People were getting sick. People I know were getting sick. My spouse got sick. I didn't talk much about that. But, you know, they had it. And unfortunately, when people do get it, they, you know, they after they get better, they still feel the effects of it. You know, so it's still got them pretty fucked up. Still, there's, you know, after effects, but obviously they had it. They survived. You know, I didn't, luckily. Boy. But yeah, coronavirus hit. And then, not too long after that, protests just got increased. There's been protests for the past few years, on and off. I mean, because police brutality hasn't gone anywhere, you know. And if anything, this past year, police brutality got fucking worse. I mean, I made videos about it. You already know my feelings about it. You know, with George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. And shit got nuts. You know, people were protesting. Then you had the rioters, and then you had people that was decided to cash in on that. You know, that weren't there for anything to do with the actual protests, and they were causing extra shit. And then, of course, you had the Trump supporters and the racists and the fucking Proud Boys and all this shit. They're coming in with their fucking bullshit. And cops are pretty much, you know, protecting them. They're babying them. But, you know, anybody involved with Black Lives Matter or you know, they're getting shot with rubber bullets or bullets, you know. So that became a fucking, yeah. So we were dealing with coronavirus. We were dealing with protests. We were dealing with the idiot in chief in office. Made for some weird things. I didn't, like, for a while there, it's like, because we had the quarantine going on, you know, I didn't really hardly see anybody. I didn't see my girlfriend till like July because of everything. Because she spent like 4th of July weekend with us, and you know, that and a couple other things with my spouse are probably the highlights of the summer, because we were kind of limited in what we could do. You know, August came. That was our 13th anniversary. Usually, the past couple of years, we had a tradition of going taking them to sushi place we go to in Greenwood, but for obvious reasons, that wasn't happening. So there was a place that was doing takeout, so I went and did a curbside pickup of some sushi that we had on our anniversary, which was nice. It was nice, you know. What else happened? Did get it after that. Did slip in a few practices here and there. Yeah. Oops, I'm missing some stuff. Or maybe I'm going on the right timing too. I don't know. But we did a new video, because I did a video for Chaos Lover last year, the year before last, maybe it was last year, I don't remember. I think it was last year. But it wasn't. It was all right, but it could have been better. I wasn't happy with it, and I looked at it as like I had a much better vision for it. And I'm like, well, fuck it, let me redo it. Why not? So I redid it, you know, and I talked to a lot of my friends, you know, a lot of the witches and goth femmes I knew that, you know, they were friends of mine. I asked them, like, hey, you want to be involved with this? And they said, yeah. You know, it was sweet, you know. I just made a new friend, too, and she wanted to get involved with it as well after I asked her. Hi, Rachel. And made the video and everything, put it together. And it got a nice response. You know, I still think it should have got a bigger response than it did. Not because of the song, so much for me, but because of everyone involved. Because I had some pretty amazing fucking people in this video. It was great. The video turned out really well because of them, honestly. And I owe them for that. Which I'm working on paybacks for that too. Because I'm working on some merch, and I'm sending it to them first. And I'm gonna get to that in a second. Next thing I'm gonna get to. But between that, also around about the same time, I was wanting to experiment. I was like, you know what? There's some stuff I want to do that I can't really necessarily do with Black Sunday because it doesn't fit with that type of aesthetic the band has. So my friend Joel and I, we kind of jammed around the stuff anyway. But then we kind of solidified it. We actually made a project, which is my I guess solo side project. So like Juan Blak and the Midnight Orchestra. I'm obviously Juan Blak and he's the Midnight Orchestra. And we did a single. And part of the reason I wrote this song, my idea with that project was to do like an audio visual thing, you know, do music and videos that coincide with each song. You know, I wanted to make an audio visual project, and I'm still doing that, working on that still. Part of the reason I wrote the song because when I did the Chaos Lover video, I had so much leftover footage. You know, I was like, I don't want to go to waste. Let me do this. You know, maybe get a little extra. So I wrote the song. We did the song. Worked on it for a while. We actually have 2 versions of the song. The other version is going to be released eventually. We had to work on it a little bit more. Made a video. Used some leftover footage, and then talked to some of my friends like, hey, you want some extra clips in here? You want in on this? So I had more people involved. You know, you know, that's some people that were in the previous video were in this one too. I had a couple people that weren't in the other video in this one. You know, my friend Rachel was in it, and Nicole Noir came back. My friend Candy, Hungry Fat Chick, was in it. It just turned out well too. Also, I will say the same exact thing I said about Chaos Lover. It should have been bigger because of them, because everybody was just amazing. And I appreciate it. I love them all for it. So yeah. What else? Job's going good, getting better. Oh yeah, not too long after our anniversary, my pregnant sister-in-law moved in with her son, so they're currently living here at the moment until they're able to find a place to move. So things have been a little bit crowded, which is why I don't really film stuff in the living room at the moment right now. Why a lot of my filming has been in the kitchen, which honestly, filming in the kitchen is convenient because I have a nice chair and it's kind of comfy, you know. Or I film in my car, you know, nowadays. So, like I said, it's been a little crowded. Stepfather-in-law, well, he's been interesting, and we'll just leave it at that. because I don't want to post too much about that. So we're just not gonna talk about that. Am I missing anything else? Oh, the elections. Yeah, the elections were fucking crazy. There were fucking lines going where you stand in line, you last for 3 hours. I was in line for about 3 hours waiting to vote. A lot of people were doing it, but voting was record numbers. You know, like the last election, people were kind of lackadaisy about it. Like, I don't like Trump, but I don't like Hillary. Everybody was kind of wishy-washy about it. I mean, on one hand, understandable because Hillary wasn't exactly a great choice, but yeah, Trump was definitely the worst choice, which has led to him winning. This year, I think more people were like, "Oh no!" I mean, even with the pandemic, which has been crazy. Pandemics for a while there was like toilet paper shortages and shit, and we're still doing a social distancing. Well, we should be, but not everybody's doing it. People were turning up and voting still, or they were doing mail-in ballots, and mail-in ballots were a bigger thing because they were trying to do the social distancing. Makes sense. So more people were voting this time. I think people were fed up. I think a lot of people even voted for Trump. There was a few people I'm sure voted for Trump, but they thought, "Oh, he's going to help the economy. He's going to do this about that," and then they realized, "Oh, never mind." Granted, I know a few people that voted for him twice, and I don't know why. It's usually coworkers. It's my ex-coworker, not my current coworkers. I mean, my coworkers from when I worked at Lowe's. Because it's kind of weird. Half the coworkers at Lowe's weren't Trump supporters or were just apolitical and didn't really care. And the other half were just full on that Trump Kool-Aid. There was a couple people on that Trump Kool-Aid that I'm surprised at, because there were a couple people I thought were a lot smarter than that. Turned out they weren't, and I was like, "Oh, okay." So lost a friend over there because she started spouting the Trump 2020 thing, and I'm like, you know what? We're done. It was nice knowing you, but I don't have time for that shit. But after all the voting and more people turned out, then election night came, and then that weekend after, because they were still counting votes, Trump lost by a lot. And he's still whining that he won by a lot. It's like, no, that's the opposite, buddy. I mean, technically, he earned more votes than he did when he got elected in 2016. But since more people voted this time, that was surpassed. I mean, was Biden a good pick either? Oh, fuck no. Is it better than what we got than fucking Trump? Probably. Don't know how much better, but hopefully he at least tries. Let's put it like that. And so he's on the way out. Oh, we got stimulus checks earlier this year, and we might be getting some. It's weird. It's like last time everybody got 1,200. Now they're talking about everybody getting 600. But they were trying to push for 2,000, but of course Republicans are like, no, they cannot have that. Halloween was weird because nobody was really doing much of anything. This whole coronavirus thing is just how I kind of just do everything for a fucking loop. Only played one show this year. Had a handful of practices. So it's been crazy. And here we are. I've been a year at my job. been over a year that I've been driving again. And we'll see where we go. I'm hopefully going to have a second single for the solo project out this before New Year's, which is like in 2 days. So, but I'm not holding my breath at this rate. I don't even know if it's going to be happening. You know, I got a new video for a single. I put out, since we haven't been playing any shows, and we're not playing any shows, you know, anytime soon, and hopefully maybe next month, depends on schedules. Between that and everything, and we weren't able to finish the album we originally were planning on doing before coronavirus hit. I put out another single because we had a couple singles, extra songs that we had recorded, but I didn't release them yet because I was going to save those for the album. I said, okay, I'm going to put this out. I may even put out another one, depends. So, but I already have a video for that. I'm going to be, it's going to be premiering actually on punkrocknight.com as part of their fundraiser for, like, fundraiser online party thing for the Melody Inn, which is a place that we play a lot, where Punk Rock Night is held, and it's a great place. Just trying to support it. Don't you get into the... Dude, I know, yes, you're cute, but I'm making a video, buddy. Anyway, but here we are. Here we are, Nomi. It's the end of 2020. Like 2 more days. Hopefully 2021 will have some better things. Hopefully. Because 2020 has been nuts, hasn't it? So yeah, a lot of stuff. I'm sure there may have been some stuff I missed because I was rambling. So apparently my camera has a time limit and told me, dude, you're talking too much, and it just kind of just cut me off. So I'm going to end the video here. I might do, I probably will do a video after midnight on the 1st. Well, my first video for 2021. If the world just doesn't blow up by then. I'm going to try to do a couple more videos here next couple days. Try to post up. And yeah, that's it. So, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Definitely hit the like button because that's going to help with the algorithm for me. And last time, when I did this earlier this year, I had like 289 subscribers. Now I'm up to 377. I was trying to get 1,000. Didn't work. So hopefully next year I can get it up to that. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.